Charlie Carbs and cycling.
FTP test, what every cyclist loves slash hates to do. Anyway, I live in London, there aren't many hills, so I decided to go to Wales. It was very, very crazy slash lots of people were like, why the fuck do you do that? But I wanted to test myself on a climb. Closest 20-minute climb or around that part was in Wales, so I was like, right, I'm going to go to Wales. It was a bit spenny, not going to lie. Was it worth it? Not really sure. But anyway, you do what you do. Maybe next time I'll do it on the flat, but I really want to do it on a climb. Anyway, so you can see here, we're going up this climb called Bwylk. We're right next to, sorry, my Welsh pronunciation is very bad, called like Sione. I'll leave a link below. Anyway, I'm getting far too excited, thinking I can hold like 330 watts or whatever for the first for 20 minutes, which obviously I can't. So anyway, this climb is decent. It's not great for an FTP test. Obviously I had never ridden this climb. I just tried to gain as much information on Strava as I could. It's pretty consistent. It's not really 20 minutes at about, well, I'd say you have to be going sub 5 watts per kilo for it to be 20 minutes, or have a good wind. So I had a good wind at some parts, so I had a good wind here, but later on I had quite a bad wind, which obviously was good, because then it means you go slower, and obviously you can do your 20-minute power. So I end up doing about 18 minutes or something, which is, okay, it's not 20-minute power, but it's good enough. It's better than doing, is it better than doing 20 minutes on the flat for me? Probably, because if I do it on the flat, I'd be able to hold like 315, and I don't know. But anyway, on this climb, I got far too excited, held like 340 for the first 10, and then just died, and ended up holding 320 for the whole time, which is a bit meh. So my best ever 20-minute power is 334 in Adelaide. But here, like, I'm going like 500 watts, like, come on, man, because there's a bit of downhills here. And I held power pretty well in the downhills, but again, I mean, it's not ideal, but you got to work with what you've got to work with. I could have just done this on a flat, and then, you know, that's life. But anyway, I'm going to be doing some climbing when I go to Thailand. I've got some races coming up, which will have, you know, some decent 5-10 minute climbs or so that'll be good to have to do. And anyway, during the FTP test, I felt pretty good at this part. Like, I was concentrating like on the effort, not really like worrying about power that much, just glancing down and like breathing well. But about like, well, probably 7 minutes through, I really started to just concentrate too much on the power and not enough on like just breathing, calming down. I got far too excited, not excited, but just like lost, and just was like breathing not well, and just like really concentrating on the pain. Well, what I should have been doing is like I'm doing now, just out the saddle, just thinking, right, I'm going to smash this climb. I'm really just loving the effort. So you can see, you know, I do quite like the out the saddle technique, as you can see here. So yeah, we're going out the saddle here quite a bit. I was just trying to keep the power a little bit lower here, because I really wanted to, for the first 5, my goal was between 325 and 330, just to see how it felt. And then this is basically halfway through. I was going around the hairpin, and I was really starting to feel a bit, not bad, but I was like, right, we're going to get a tailwind here, and it'll be really nice. And I'll suddenly get quite a big confidence boost. But again, I was just concentrating not enough on the actual effort, and more on just like the pain and suffering. But yeah, so I was really just like, I don't know how to describe it, just not on it really. I wasn't really on it, and I should have been on it. But anyway, I feel like every time you do an FTPS test, it sounds obvious, but it's actually really good practice just on learning how to pace yourself really well, because it's quite rare that you really do a full gas 20-minute effort and you have to completely empty yourself. And the more you do, just the better you get at them, obviously. And I remember, like, I mean, I've probably done only maybe 6 or 7 in my whole life, maybe 8. Like, it's not very many if you think about it. Like, that's, in order to perfect it, it definitely does take a lot of time. And also the race I don't do frequently 20 minutes full gas or close to full gas, because they're normally on the flat with lots of surges and accelerations. So it really is quite a different effort. Even like a 10-minute climb would be good, or a 15-minute climb is more used to this. But because I just don't really do those often in training, and recently in training I've been doing far more racing, so I was sort of expecting my FTP to be lower, just because in the last like month, let's say, I've been concentrating on my racing. I've basically been racing, endurance ride, and recovery rides. That's it. So obviously my threshold is going to suffer. It wasn't that surprising, but it was more just the way that I sort of messed up. This part was still good, but it's when I turn the corner, I'll show you in a bit. But anyway, I managed to get like 3rd or 4th up this climb out of like 7,000, which is like decent. You can't really complain about that, to be fair. And I did 338 for the first 10, 320 overall. And I think it'll be interesting. I think when I go to Thailand, I'm staying for like 2-3 months, so by the end of that, I should be back to like, hopefully, like, I mean, if I did 334, I should be able to get up to like 345, maybe 10 watt increase in 2-3 months. I don't know. I don't know, maybe the humidity I won't like, but I know there I'll be doing a lot of long climbs. So anyway, turn right onto this. There's a nice little sign on the left-hand side. I'm not sure if you can see it because I'm out the south, but it's like, welcome to the valley. It's just that thing on the left. Pretty beautiful, to be honest. And it is a real good climb. I did enjoy this. It's generally averages about 6% gradient. This is where it starts to flatten off, but it's still really enjoyable. And I just love climbing. It's just so much fun. Like, you know, you just feel, when you're flying up the climb, like, it just feels so nice. Like, I don't know, when you do it, like, it doesn't matter how fast you are. Like, when I was slower and I was going full gas, it still is the same feeling, because you know you're just going really fast up the climb. And obviously now I'm faster, but I'm still not like incredible by any stretch of imagination, like, still. But when you're going like 5.5 watts per kilo up the climb, you're like, wow, I'm flying. Like, it just feels so nice. There I almost ran off the road because I was just like quite cooked and not really concentrating that much, and just getting too bogged down. Just like, my mind was just too full of information. I just need to blank it out and just really concentrate on the effort and just how it feels. And the best power I've ever done, the best things I've ever done, is always when I've had a very clear mind. I've really just been not concentrating on anything, almost just concentrating on, right, I just chuck all the power I've got out, and this is how I'm going to do it. I didn't care about like gear changes. You were just like, right, we just do them because this is the cadence feels more comfortable. It's just things like that. I wasn't thinking like, oh, what's my power now, what's my power there. Like, my last 20-minute effort where I had my best ever power, between about 7 minutes and about 15 minutes, I didn't look down at my wahoo once. I was just in the moment. I looked down, I saw the power, I was like, wow, that's insane. But on other efforts, I know I've been constantly staring at the power and then give myself a hard time because it's like dropping. But it's like, you just have to really concentrate and just like pick up the cadence a little bit and just try and grind through. But you can see on 7% gradient, we're going like 18 k's an hour. So, I mean, it's quite a fat headwind, but we're not really doing many watts either. We're doing like 240 here. And this is really where I just collapsed. Like, the watts just died. I remember, I think I was just trying to flick in the big ring. Like, my bike's just messed up at the moment. There's a lot of things I need to change. The jockey wasn't messed up. Bottom bracket's done. I need to change the headset thing. My front wheel is also like ruined. Like, not ruined, but the room tape's not good. The rear wheel is also got some problems. There's a lot of problems, but a lot of easy ways to make excuses. But I was like, right, I'm just going to concentrate on the power. And luckily, a bit of tailwind always helps the morale out. I mean, if you have the opportunity, definitely do a climb with a tailwind, because it just gives you so much more morale. Like, you just flying up, and it just feels so much nicer. Like, you might be like, oh yeah, but I only care about power, but like, you still do. Anyway, this is the last part. This is basically flat, 0%. I'm just trying to get as much speed up as possible and just keep the power going all the way to the end. So this is getting towards the very end of the climb. And at this point, you really just have to just empty the tank and just hope that you've got not much left, because at this point, you really don't have much left. You just want to really be able to just keep the same pace, maybe up a little bit, but you really shouldn't be upping much if you paced it correctly. I think I pulled the pin about now. I could have gone a bit more. I thought it was going to go more downhill, so I was a bit soft there, to be honest. Quite soft there indeed. Actually, I should have just kept going. But anyway, cheers for watching. That's my FTP test, 320 watts, which is about 5.3 watts per kilo, around that. 20 mins, decrease of 14 watts. What I'm going to do on my FTP, I'm not sure. I need to talk to old Tom Bell, my coach, figure out, probably just drop it like 5-10 watts. And just see. I mean, the thing is, when you do threshold, you roughly know what your power is anyway. But yeah, there we go. I'll be doing probably another FTP test in about 4 to 6 weeks time, probably up the doy. But anyway, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next vid.
Fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star.